guys, Steve here from Blossom Racing. Today's video we're going to talk about the primary springs. So today all I have is the orange spring, the purple spring, and the green spring, and we're going to talk about what these are and basically what they do. Here is a list. I don't have any white springs on hand, and I don't have any black springs on hand. All these were checked in the same spring tester. I brought them down to 1.5 inches, and these are the foot-pounds of pressure that they had. All right, so if you want to write that down, all right, sweet. So let's go on to the springs here. So let's talk about first the orange spring. The white spring, which we have once in a while, is a little bit less foot-pounds of pressure than the orange spring. So the orange springs is about 106 foot-pounds of pressure, and the white spring is about 100 foot-pounds of pressure. All right, so what do these springs actually do? So let me connect it to a Turbo 350 transmission. So these right here are your stall converters. That is their main function. They do a couple other things, but the main function is the stall converter. These springs, along with a few other things, but mainly these springs are going to dictate when your clutch engages and grabs a hold of the belt and takes off. So I got them in order here from lightest to the strongest. The orange spring typically engages right around 3,800, 3,700, 3,600, somewhere in that ballpark. This spring typically you'll find used on a LO206 or an 1190 motor. And that's the primary function of that spring. Let's go on to the purple spring. The purple spring, and of course it depends on what ramps you have, and it depends on the weights, how much weight you have on the arms. But typically the purple spring engages about 4,700 RPMs. This one is primarily used in your 890, your 790 engines. But as of late, we have been using it in 1190 clutches with the 1190 motors that are running a 33 millimeter carburetor, and they have the 03 SS cam in them, a little bit of port work done. So we've been running these in 1190 motors as well. And then, so it used to be we would idle about 3,000 RPMs up to 3,300 RPMs with the orange spring. And then this would engage about 3,700. With the purple spring, this one engages about 4,700. So we're actually idling the Raptor engine at about 4,000, 4,200 RPMs, right in that ballpark with the purple spring, okay? And then we have the green spring. The green spring comes in about 49 to about 5,000 RPMs, right in that ballpark. Of course, depending on what ramps you have and what weights are on your arms. The weights on your arms is more about loading than anything else. So the weights don't have a ton of effect on your RPMs, your engagement RPMs. It has more effect on how hard it loads the motor and the weights also dictate where the car is going to shift as it goes down track. So, so back to this spring. This spring's typically used on a 790 motor, and it's usually used on a motor that has really big ports. And so the reason why we use this one on a motor, on a big motor, on a 790 motor with big ports, is because we want to idle even higher so that we can get the port speed going a lot faster than what we can with this. With this, we can only idle at 4,000, 4,500 RPMs. With this one engages, 4,900 to 5,000. So typically with a green spring, we're idling the car at the line at about 4,500 RPMs, 4,600, right in that ballpark. And then that takes and gets your port speed up, get your RPMs up higher. So when you have really big ports, you don't have that sudden drop in port velocity when you hit the gas pedal from the idle circuit to the main circuit. So that is why we would run a green spring to try and get the port speed up. So so that springs are actually pretty simple in the clutch. You can take these springs in the clutch and depending on the little spring holder that you have in it, it's a round washer with a square hole in it. You can actually take that washer, and if you make it big, space it up, right, it's going to compress this spring and make this spring engage at even a higher RPM. If you take that spring washer and you cut some off of it, then you're going to make the spring longer, make it weaker essentially, and your RPM engagement is going to come down. So in short, the polar primary springs, what are they? They are your stall converter. So put that in your bank of knowledge, and hopefully this helps you guys out. I appreciate everything you guys do watching us. Thank you to all of our customers. Thank you, everybody. And stay tuned to the next video. Take it easy, guys. Have a good day.